So we just rode off with 2 new horses released to the herd. And we heard a lot of screaming and neighing when we left, so it's a bit difficult to leave the herd now, isn't it, Lacos? Yes, you want to go back, huh? Yes, we can still hear them in the background. We're going to go for a short round to test whether our training worked. Well, it was the worst timing ever, of course, for us, because with 2 new horses released into the herd, he has lots of things to do, and none of that contains riding out with me. So we're gonna see how it goes. Oh. So we have not even walked or rode like 1 kilometer. And just walking is hard. He wants to trot, wants to get home as fast as he can, just to get back to his mares, figure things out. And if you can see behind the trees, there's the end of the trail. And I was planning to go right there, and then we going to go a big round all the way around there. But I believe that you should always set yourself up for success, and since he is really, yes, you're a good boy, yes, you're a good boy, he's really irate at the moment. Oh, yeah, he wants to turn around right now. We're not going to do that. We're going to go forward in a little bit through the water over there. So since I think you should always set yourself up for success, I'm at the end of the road over there. I'm going to go left and then another left back to the stable and just do that little part of the bushes that I did before in the other videos about herdbound trail horse. So we can practice close to home, because he's not in the mood to go far away. It's the thing of working with animals. You can always push yourself further and further, and yes, you can do that with animals too, but you also have to realize that if you push too far and you get unwanted behavior, it's way harder to change that afterwards. So it's good to set yourself up for success and rather have a little less. You have pushed the boundaries a little less, but you have a success story at the end, and they learn how to behave the way you want them to behave. So, you're a good boy, yes. Keeping in one spot here. Good. So we're gonna ride. Turn the camera off. So here you have an idea of how speedy he is. It's really hard to just walk. I try to ride with. I don't want that pain in my leg. Yes, take it easy. Normally we would have. The original plan was to go right here, and now we go left back to the stable. And of course he's going to use this turn to speed up, because every change of direction. So boy, you go. Those with the halters on are the 2 new horses, and Lacos is there in the back. And the grey one over there is also new. By now the herd has calmed down again, and he can meet up with the new buddies. So, see if we can see the horses in the back, and then I can talk. On our way back, once we made that turn, Lacos actually calmed down. Going back home was was calming him down. Before I filmed the turn, he spooked. Lacos never spooks, but he spooked from a bird flying out of the bushes. We almost ended up in a ditch, a bit unexpected, but all went fine. So once we made the turn back home, we ran into a big tractor, and the tractor wasn't bothering him anymore, and it normally doesn't bother him either, but I thought maybe now because he's so irate. But then he calmed down, he listened to my half thoughts, so our training has paid off. It's really nice. And when we were almost at the stable, I decided that we were not going to do a couple rounds around the small bushes, because it wasn't needed. He was just calm, having a long neck, long reins, and he was walking faster than normal, but he was calmly walking fast, so he was good. So I rewarded him for going back, leaving him back with the herd. One thing you should always, if you're training a horse like this, especially when they're so sensitive to the aids, be aware of your legs, your aids. Try to sit like you're sitting on a lounge, a bit like a sloppy jumper. Don't be a dressage rider. Don't try to straighten your back. Just fold your pelvis backwards like you're lounging. Fold a bit over your belly button. You better sit a bit bended than to sit too straight, because then you cannot. Here, Lacos is. I'll turn a little bit if we can see that with the sun. Oop. Then, because if you are here, the new horse is coming up to me. Yes, you're a bit pushy. Come. Hey, go. Ooh, get my finger out of the screen. So what I was saying, turn your pelvis a bit backwards, like you're sitting in a lounge chair, you're watching your favorite Netflix series, and bend over your belly button. That way your body functions a bit more as a shock absorber if your horse jumps aside, if it goes faster, if it goes slower. You can more easily adjust your posture and stay in the saddle. And what I always do, I'm 1m82, so I'm long and I have very long legs. So I use my legs as some kind of counterweight to keep myself in the saddle as well. So I make them long. I wear my stirrups very, very long, very low. I used to be a jumper and had them very short, but I like them longer to have more balance. And you know, when you have these clogs with these swinging weights at the bottom, use your legs like that. Make them feel heavy, because they work as counterweights to keep you in the saddle, especially when they jump aside and they do something funny on you out on the trails. What I also pay attention to is my breathing. Try to breathe in and then make your belly big. Really breathe to your belly, and when you exhale, empty your belly and pull it back in. But keep your abs soft. Don't use them, just keep them soft. And you focus on your breathing, especially when you just got spooked yourself because your horse spooked, or because you're nervous about something. Focus on your breathing. And what I also do is I do not touch Lacos with my lower legs. I touch the saddle with my upper legs and my knees, but I do not touch him with my feet or lower legs, because he's so sensitive to the aids, and I do not want him to get the idea that was an aid when I didn't mean to give an aid, and him to speed up. So those are my tips for today. And yes, always wear a helmet. The safest insurance you have, or cheapest insurance I should say. It's I see many riders ride without a helmet once they are adults. Just don't. I once fell off the horse without a helmet and broke my hip. If I would have worn a helmet, I would have fallen differently, because I knew I wasn't wearing a helmet and I didn't want to hit my head on the tree. So I pushed myself out of the saddle and hit my hips on the tree. It's still a painful spot. It's the upper bone, it's not the rotating spot, but still, don't. Just wear a helmet. Alright, enough for today. Thank you for watching.